Hello everybody and welcome back to RuneScape 3's Iron Man. If you do find yourself enjoying this video, please be sure to leave a comment. It may turn up in one of these videos. Also, if you like this video, hit the like button down below. It really helps by supporting me. And if you want to see more of my content, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. To kick things off, I started by getting to level 20 fishing, alongside with going to the Catherby farming patch and starting to plant all the potatoes, along with going to Ardong, Draenor, and Campus. While I waited for the crops to grow, I went to Lumbridge and put to use all those feathers we got from episode 1. Once I reached level 25 fishing, I went over to Ardong to assist Counselor Halgrave. Turns out I would need some protective clothing, so I went to talk to Dr. Orban, I think that's how you pronounce it, and he gave me some protective clothing to handle the escaped sheep. From there, I went north and grabbed the cattle prod and started herding all the sheep into the pen and fed them some not so good food to put them out of their misery. I grabbed the remains and burnt them in the furnace so the plague would not spread. That being said, the quest was complete. I received 4 quest points, 3,100 in coins, the plague jacket, travelers, and cattle prod. This left me at 21 quest points. And now it was time to meet up with an old friend, Trip, aka I Am Iron Trip, from the Slayers for Life Productions. You know what? That doesn't do it justice. Roll that intro. Those are some nice wings, right? Well, it was time to do some dungeoneering, so we formed a group and got on our way. At least we got me to level 20 dungeoneering. But now it was time I returned to fishing. I went to Barbarian Village and started to catch fish left and right until I reached level 30. Then I switched back to fly fishing using the remaining feathers. I did this till I reached level 35. And then I would return to Catherby and tend to all my crops. Then I started to catch tuna till I reached level 40, where I can now catch lobster. I caught a bunch of lobster until I got a good amount of food substances because I plan to do Slayer next. I returned to Canvas to talk to the Slayer Master, whose name I'm not really sure how to pronounce, but he gave me a task of slaying NQ. I made my way down to the stronghold of security and first attempted to use magic since they were weak to it, but I didn't have the best of magic gear, so I grabbed my lobster from the bank along with my rune gear and went back to the stronghold of security and dealt with all the creatures. And just like that, that was task complete. I just needed 4 more Slayer tasks to start earning points, which will be very handy for the rewards that you get from it. After seeing how bad my magic gear was getting, I wanted to try to get my crafting level up. Remember all those gems I got from those geodes? Well, it was time to start chipping away at those. However, it didn't help too much, so I didn't get so many levels. But I did decide to go to Birthroom and start mining some of those gems. But it was going to take forever to do this, so I decided to put this off till next week's episode. I received word that Alina wanted to talk to me about the ongoing plague, so I went and visited her. It was time to start the quest Biohazard. She informed me that she may have possibly found a cure to the plague, but all her notes are on the other side of the wall. However, the sewer we took last time thankfully was filled in. I was not looking forward to going back down there. But instead, her father's friend, Jericho, is in communication with the West Ardong. So off I went to find Jericho. Before I go any further in today's quest, it was time for the comment of the day. Carmina says, I hated the quest with the Zamorak monk. It makes your character look like such an idiot when he falls from the obviously suspicious monk. I enjoyed hearing all your characters' participation in the lore. Much more interesting hearing it in first person than just reading upon it. First off, let me just say thank you. And yes, I really can't believe our character didn't catch on to that, but we all do make mistakes, no matter how simple as it may get. I will say, if you wanted to hear someone explain the lore in very high good detail, I would recommend the Book of RS. I'll leave a link in the description. He does an amazing job explaining a lot of the lore. And thank you once again for the comment. If you like your comment mentioned, be sure to comment below. It may turn up in the next episode of RuneScape 3's Iron Man. Back to figuring out how to get over the wall. I found Jericho at his residence and asked him about getting over the Ardong wall, who then informs me about 2 of his friends, one to help me with the rope and ladder, while Mart would be awaiting for me on the south end of the wall. I grabbed some bird feed and pigeon cage from Jericho and then went to the south side of the wall and spoke to Omar. We just set up the rope and ladder and off I went. I'm on the west side of Ardong now. I went north and grabbed the rotten apple and snuck through the gap in the fence and dropped the apple into a cauldron. Then I snuck back out and went to the south end of the city and snuck into the doctor's housing. I searched for the chest and grabbed a doctor's gown. For the time being, I was known as Dr. Auzzy. I went back up north and snuck into the mourner's headquarters as a Dr. Auzzy. Up the stairs, I killed a mourner and grabbed the key and opened the cage and searched the crate to find a distiller. I exited the Ardung walls and went back to Elena. Elena informed me her tests have not done what they were supposed to yet, so she said I would need to visit her old mentor in Vetrock. But first, I need to get some supplies from the chemist in Remington. So I set off to Remington, where I spoke with the chemist, who I told I needed some touch paper for a guy called Gador. But he informed me they were doing spot checks in Vetrock, so I wouldn't want to be carrying these plague vials with me. Luckily, he informed me he had some smugglers working for him, so I gave each one of them a vial, and off we went to Vetrock. Unfortunately, I'm missing those clips of me completing biohazard, but to sum it all up, the lab results were negative and there is no plague. So we go and speak to the King Lathis, where we are informed that it is indeed a hoax, where we learn the story of King Tyra, which has been corrupted from drinking from the Chalice of Eternity, and in turn all of Gielinor. From this quest, I had received 3 quest points, 1,250 thieving experience. This left me with 24 quest points. If you have any guesses of what this means in the future of this quest line, please let me know down below. Unfortunately, that's going to do it for this week's episode of RuneScape 3's Iron Man. But before we go, I'd like to show you the bank and the stats that we got from this week. I hope you enjoyed, and if you'd like to see more of this content, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the like button. Till next time, I'm Auzzy. See ya.